is conflicts between government aim. Now, the best case scenario, let's go for a best case scenario that out of your five macroeconomic objectives, what is the government's intentions? What are they trying to achieve? Well, a best case scenario would be that you have a state of almost full employment, almost full employment. Your inflation is held at a manageable rate, not too high, not too low, a stable one. You are able to achieve year by year sustainable growth of the economy. Along with this, you are able to create the reduction in inequality over time. And lastly, your international payments are balanced so that deficit in some years are balanced by surpluses in others. So all your five objectives, you're trying to get a suitable mix, and this is what you're aiming for. When you're trying to achieve a particular aim, it kind of like creates a problem with the other aim. So let me show some conflicting aims. The first one, let's say what you're trying to go for is economic growth. And in order to achieve economic growth, unfortunately, inflation comes in. So there is a conflict right here between economic growth and inflation. So I'll say, like, let's say we're trying to get economic growth. So government steps in and they spend more money to stimulate growth. And this can actually lead to rising prices resulting from increased demand. If, however, spending is reduced, to cut back the demand that is causing inflation. This will lead to a fall in growth. Second one could be, agar government is trying to achieve full employment, that might cause inflation to come in as well. For example, what the government is going to try and do is, number one, labor. The more the government tries to increase the demand and employ more people, labor will start to become scarce. There will be fewer people available because आप full employment की तरफ जा रहे हो. And then businesses will have to compete to get those scarce labor, and then labor will realize कि हमारी बहुत अच्छी demand है, तो they will start asking for higher and higher wages. And obviously higher wages increases the price of goods and services because the cost is rising. So we'll write that if the government tries to create full employment labor becomes increasingly scarce employers have to compete more strongly to attract labor. They raise wages, which in turn leads to rising wage inflation. Wage inflation means inflation because of wages rising. So the last one is about, if you try to redistribute income, that might hurt the economic growth. So we'll say that if the government tries to redistribute income, this may involve taxing richer people at higher rate richer workers may feel that they are unfairly penalized for working hard and may decide to migrate this is the brain drain, and this in turn might slow the economic growth.